Yeah, okay, mate. So ICP got bids filled yesterday. Interesting. Yeah, long flat base. Data scam coin. Yeah, well, that's the worry. Um, it always had a huge market cap, large market cap, which was a concern. And not only was it a large market cap, it also, from memory, they had a lot of coins coming onto the market. That might need to be investigated again to see if they're still following that path of releasing lots of coins onto the market. But yeah, thanks, mate. Yeah, I hope you're having a good weekend as well. I'm just about to go to bed, actually. Um, you can see up here this little new tool that I have here. It tells me that all time frames are red. Obviously, so that means it's in a strong downtrend. So even the 4-hour, sorry, we're on the 1 day here, but it's the first 4-hour. As you can see, we're on the daily, but obviously these two will be red as this is the first 4-hour of the day. So let me just get the moving averages on here. What I will say is that a lot of times price likes to go below this wick. Now it doesn't always, it didn't do it here. Where's the bottom of that wick? Yeah, this was a stop hunt of over here. Actually, that's interesting. What is interesting about this here is this white 100 coming over price. Now it doesn't always, I mean, there's no certainties, of course, but this coming down here can bottom out the market somewhere, but because it's so far away from price, it can take time. It either needs to go lower and then chop, or just chop about a little bit. You could say the same for here. But you can see when it came down here, it was close to a low. It did give a bounce back up into the white 100 before doing the chop out. So the ideal way would be to try and look for a bottom here, to see if it could do the same sort of thing to allow this white moving average to kind of catch up. At this point, there is no sign of the bottom. We do need to look at all our time frames, but this, if I can just find it. I do like this area for a bottoming point. It is, this can be a pivot or a kind of a test pump or a major pivot that then the market likes to work with. Now they don't always hold, of course. It could crash through that. We have dropped almost 65% straight down. You would kind of think that there could be and should be some sort of bounce. Like even from, it dropped this first point and then bounced from there 43%. I just want to check a measured move here. It doesn't really look like a measured move. I'm going to move that to here. Actually, I was wrong. I was very wrong. Look at that. Sorry, that's the wrong one. There's one still here. So you can see there and this one here, it is almost a perfect measured move. Now it was almost a perfect measured move into this first low here. You can see it's fairly close. So when the market does get into an equal measured move, it increases the chances of that being support in that area and creating some sort of reaction and a bounce. I mean, you can clearly see, from here, that's the first low, and then I move it to here. You can see that it's almost a perfect measured move back to this level, same distance as this here move. Of course, this one was a lot bigger, but not everything's an equal measured move. But the market does love symmetry in some shape or form. I could just try there just to see where. Yeah, see that from this low. From this low, then it didn't really work out. It was a bit higher. You can see the bounce here didn't go quite as high as there. It created that lower high. But let's just look at a few other higher time frames. I want to look at the 3 month because obviously it is red. We can see from the little tool up there, time frame status. We will release this now in the very near future as well. It can be a little handy tool, just for quick reference of what the market is doing. So you can see it's pretty poor at the moment. It failed up here, took liquidity up here, dropped down, flipped red, and came down. But what is happening now is that this is technically a bullish stop hunt, right? So it's kind of into the do or die place. Is it going to have a small stop hunt here and try and recover a bit? The truth is, I don't really like this long wick on top and the rejection in here and the drop. It opens the door for going through this level, to be honest. But right now, there is a very small bullish momentum, if you want to call it, here, as long as it stays above this white line. If it breaks below the white line again, I mean, all the momentum is gone on that little bounce, and it is a little bounce so far. So let's just zoom in so you can see it here. I mean, what needs to happen is obviously this is the bounce and this is the float lower that needs to find some sort of strength here to get that move. Part of the problem here is that there's 7 days left, and we have a pretty bad 2-week candle. There could be a stop on here, and it could bounce up and it be a wick. I think there's 3 large wicks in ENA at the moment, so it's not impossible for this to hold and bounce up here. And if it did get a strong bounce and reaction, there's a possibility then to get some sort of green candle. So it's probably okay to be holding right now. I think you did draw some. Yeah, it's looking like. Yeah, is it looking like the 280 region? That's way down. Stop loss at 530 area. Yeah, that's 560. Yeah. I mean, I like her stop. I do like her stop placement. It's just somewhere below there. It gives it a little bit of room to try and move or try and bounce back up. Even you can see here, it got this candle here, and then the next 2-week candle bounced back up again. So it's unlikely that this flips green. There could be some more of a wick in this here, and then that opens the door and the possibility for a bounce higher on a new 2-week. But there's 7 days left, so there's a bit of waiting, bit of it's still red in all time frames, even the 4-hour and the daily and the 12-hour. Of course, that can change at any point today. It's only down 0.18%, so that really could change. They could start to change from all reds into some of these could flip green and start that momentum to the upside. So Bitcoin is actually green on the month still. If that does hold into the end of the month, there's quite a bit left in the month. Well, it opens the door for a possibility of a green candle higher here. It might help it. So obviously it's good to look out for BTC as well. As long as it's staying, if BTC flips red on the month, it might cause extra sell pressure on these alts. So good to keep an eye on that as well. So at the moment, mate, it's a bit of a knife catch. Earliest, this level needs to hold, the stop hunt level. Now, it's okay for that to break a little bit. That's okay to break a little bit, as you say, into your level. You said your stop loss was at 530 or so, so that gives it a little bit of room for. Well, I mean, I drew that too long there, but it does give it slight room for another stop hunt here. Last thing I will say on this, quite often price likes to come down just below the large green bar or just above it. Okay, in a weak coin it'll come down just below it, and that's where the bounce will end up being. So if it is very weak, it could continue lower down just to pierce below this here, and then that'll be the bounce area. So that is a major level to watch if you somehow do hold it through that, or you want to sell and rebuy down there. But in the meantime, I think we just need to watch it and see how this low holds, see if we can get a bounce into a new 2-week candle if it holds here, and see where it goes. If it continues to be weak, maybe it's best to just get out and re-entry maybe at the start of a new quarter or something like that. The one problem I have with waiting till a new quarter recently, now I know this is red, this is a big red one, but a lot of candles and a lot of coins seem to have get a large bounce in the last 2 or 3 days of the monthly candle or even of the quarterly candle recently. So wherever this is coming into the new quarter, we need to be watching to see if it's going to get a bounce. Anyway, mate, yeah, I'll cut this off here. I think we'll just have to keep an eye on it for now and be careful with your long.